What's up, man? Hip Hop Homage in the house with my man Theo3.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here, man. You invited me into your gates, you know, blessings. You got me some red snapper. Treated me with hospitality. That's why me and Eclipse go way back, man.
No doubt.
Word.
So, what's the science of the name, you know, Theo3, theology, you know what I mean? How did you come to that, you know?
Basically my rap name in high school used to be Relevance. And I used to go to Day's studio, who ran Knee Deep Records with Shad and put out, you know, Father Time and all that type of stuff. And he was a lot more savvy at the marketing than I was. So what I did was I listened to his advice and just did a play on my real name, which was Theo, and then flipped it. He said, "Why don't you call yourself Theology, man?" And I was like, that's kind of fresh. I didn't really have the religious implications or anything like that, but the 3 after it means a lot to me because, well, really I was doing some crazy shit at that time, always at 3 in the morning. 3 being a number that repeats all the time in my life, you know what I'm saying? I try to conduct my life in a way where I'm very numeric with the 3s. It's kind of spiritual to me in that way. So it's kind of a reminder steadily whenever I get on the mic or my name is announced or whatever, that that's something that's in the forefront of my mind, right? So yeah, it's pretty deep in that regard.
That being said, how did you come to be an MC? Like,
well, my neighborhood had a lot of rappers in it. It was really funny. I mean, the first time, I never told anyone this, so this is an exclusive. But I was sitting on my porch right by Arlington and Vaughn Road, what up? That's where I grew up and was raised. And the whole basketball team from my junior high school, whatever, grade 7 and 8, Arlington, who had a great ball team, walked down the street and we're all beatboxing and rhyming, and a whole bunch of stragglers from our neighborhood and everything. And it was so strange. They were like beatboxing and rhyming. I think it was like I don't even remember the exact song, but I was just like sitting there like, what am I really doing? I should be in there. So I started formulating my skills, and this guy Lyndon Carr that used to live on my street performed at Oakwood's talent show, and I was blown away by that because the guy wasn't even a rapper per se, and he just tore up the stage, you know what I'm saying? And from that point on, I was like, wow, I gotta get into this. I mapped at the UNESCO show and tore it down, and then started trying to make my own beats and everything. I started off as a producer, actually. Because I just had a sound in my head. I'm very intricate with the chops. I'll chop like about 40 things and put it in, from blues to jazz to, you know what I mean, anything, Oscar Peterson or vocal records or whatever. And that's how my production style formulated. And really no one could make those type of beats for me, so I just wanted to make those soundscapes for myself. So that's how my first 12-inch happened. I produced the whole thing. And that was really cool because I got love from guys like Mr. Attic and Swift and DJ X and people that I respected in the game. And it cost a lot of money to put vinyl out, especially back then, but it was a worthwhile expenditure because that's really what laid the foundation for who I am in Canadian hip-hop.
how is it a comfortable place for you to be in a crew, like Freedom Writers?
Yeah, well, I started out with Camp X crew. That's my man DJ Grouch. He had the soundcheck show on 105.5 at York University, and I used to go up there and converge with a whole bunch of people. Just the energy was right, so we formed this crew called Camp X. And so that's like Adversary, Sporadic, you know, Ski and Krem and Grouch and Fingerprints, Matic, who passed away, Contagious, just a whole bunch of dudes, and real dudes, real super loyal to each other. We're actually like real good friends and brethrens, even more than music. My man Ski as well, very talented Fat Ski. So I know the dynamic of a crew, and I gotta say that a lot of times shit doesn't get done, you know what I'm saying? Because people have differing opinions, differing schedules, hard to get people in the same room. Freedom Writers completely different. Freedom Writers, freedomwritersmusic.com. But Freedom Writers are dudes that are at elevating to a level in their game, you know what I mean? I respect a lot of these dudes. I've had them at the radio show. I've been on tapes with them. I've traded verses with them at live shows. And they all have their own fan bases. Progress being the newest artist out of there, but supreme fire from Progress, right? Very dope. So you got Adam Bomb, you got Tona, you got Frankie Payne, you got Progress, you got myself, and Big Sprox doing the production. It's good for Canada, it's good for hip hop, you know, as a whole. When you have that type of unity with like a Slaughterhouse or whatever, what you want to say, when you have a certain amount of people doing well on their own and then they collaborate, it shows, you know, that you want to grow, you're not hitting a plateau, and that you feel like you have something more to offer the game. And everyone's hungry in the crew. We call it a team because it's not really a crew, it's a collective of artists, right? I always say Campex is the family, Stylistic, which is my radio show, is the crew, and Freedom Writers is the team, right? So yeah, it's just like a bunch of assassins hired to go at mics everywhere and make great songs. That's what I love about these guys. They're good with amazing with hooks and good with concepts, so it's not like thrown together at all.
So you got an album you dropping right now?
Yes, I've been working so long on this album. I've been dropping tracks from it, I've been adding tracks from it. It's like you're having your own iPod player and trying to get the shuffle right. But Tom Mason produced a lot of the tracks on it. Got my man Amir on there. You know what I'm saying? Got Tech and Clips as younger cats. Got a whole bunch of people, man. From Hamilton, Mubarak Adams is on there. Shouts to him, props to you. And some real dope guests too, you know what I'm saying, as far as artists. Yeah, the artwork, I've had long-standing friendships with people in the game who I value their contributions, you know what I'm saying? And I don't just do the one hit and done with people. So the graphic designers who have done I'm Going In mixtape and featuring No Features and the Time EP and you know, Elevator Up and my websites, they're all with me, you know? The guy hand drew it, it's crazy, really dope art.
What's the name of it, man?
Of the artist?
The album.
Oh, it's called Airplane Over One-Way Streets. Basically, that's no speed limits, no directions, you know, not succumbing to perceptions, right? So I'm trying to fly above it all. While people are going the other way, trying to brush into this traffic, I'm like, you know, fuck this, let me just fly, right? And that's my whole motto behind it. And that has been so. And it's an expansion of sound too. My man Blau is my homie, man. If you don't know Blau, you gotta go to Brampton and hear the Blauisms, because he has his own slangulation down pat, you know what I'm saying? Like blenderizing, that's his mixing term. You XYZ it, it's mine as fuck outside. Love Blau. Blau is my homie. So shouts to him, he put his touch on the record, and it's coming out, man. It's coming out fall 2012 whenever you see this.
I've seen you around KOTD quite a bit, man. What do you think of the league? You ever think of jumping in?
Not at all, not at all.
No?
Not at all, but I get mad respect from there, and I appreciate it so much. You know, like Organic, the head of the league, is really, you know, been a fan of my music from a while, so, and I love what they're doing, man. I love to see entrepreneurial spirit in any regard, and it's hip hop. You know, people like to categorize what should get shine, what shouldn't, but really, you know, this is the only art form where you can say that many words in that amount of time. And I think it's very expressive. You can say whatever you want, you can do it how you want, and a lot of these cats are very talented, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I get tired of sometimes watching rhymes without beats, but there's some real monsters in there, like, that keep my attention going. Shouts out to Bender, my man from Ottawa, who also makes really dope music. You know, Arcane from Hamilton. Shouts out to him. Man, it's entertaining. But Loaded Lux shut it all down. I mean, I'll just send Tona text messages of his raps, and then we just will put weird exclamation points for like hours on text messages, because really he made someone his son without fornicating. He made a child right there. Gave birth to a son. It was a fucking amazing moment in hip hop history. And then the Sway and Tech freestyles, where you think this guy can only rap without a fucking beat. And then Arsenal's a good rapper, but come on, buddy. These are life lessons. I know Sway and Tech did not, Sway did not stop that session just because he was trying to buffer the man. He was going crazy on that shit because it was real talk. Like, after this session with my man E, I'm going right to YouTube.
Nuts.
Right to YouTube.
Yup. So, my last real big thing is saying that you've been a youth worker for a time, man.
Yeah.
Leave a message for you right now, man. Just give them something, not that you're putting in your verbals or in your lyrics, but just give them a message right now that you're looking at them right now and you're telling them what.
I mean, it's like an inseparable thing for me, like with you as well and a lot of other people in the game. And much like hip hop, we craft youth work from our own experiences. You know what I mean? Some of the people that influenced me and took me on the right road in life, they weren't doing conventional youth work. You know what I'm saying? They talked to me as a human being. Now, if I got out of line, they showed me I was disrespectful. You know what I mean? But it's all crafted on personalities. I do a lot of stuff organizationally, but I have a lot of bureaucratic problems with stepping into the field of an industry. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my own fucking way of doing shit. This is my text message. How are you? But really, what it is all about for youth out there, the one message I could give you, I can't really condense it into a small thing like that. I just want to say, never devalue your power base. Never think because something is not cool that it's not achievable to you. You know what I mean? For all the people that say getting a scholarship when you're in high school or going back to college or whatever is a worthless proposition because you're missing out on certain social aspects and all like that, those things will fly away, but what will stay with you is the accreditation. You know what I mean? And the networking you can do in the building with people, and that's really what it's all about, is increasing your self-value and messing with people that know that it's about boosting you up. You know what I mean? That's the real thing. Like, I know you work with youth as well, and it's just to be an open-minded youth worker is the biggest thing. They could have the most charges or come in there with the most attitude, and those are always the youth that come back to me 2 or 3 years later that break other youth workers and come back to me and said, you were the one who kept it 100 with me and changed shit. You know what I mean? That's real talk. I cannot get any realer with you. That's what I live for, man. Unfortunately, I had some crazy shit happen to me when I was younger, but it was really self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? But I had good people in my family to pull me out of that shit. Some people don't have that base either, so we're kind of treading on a way where we have to give guidance without being, a parental figure, because that's overstepping a bit. So it's just like presenting the world to someone, giving those opportunities, not being judgmental, but also applying a level of respect that they really have to follow. And it's exciting, man, when the youth break out of cycles. That's a really exciting thing. Oh shit. Hip Hop Homage THEO3. Yeah. Yo, I slap dude silly with a backhand swipe with more sound effects than a Batman fight. Put a bolt to your head like Pac-Man's wife, angrier than Pac-Man at the lap dance price. These raps I pack all stand bright. Other verses a match they can't light like a dark damp night. My bars they can't bite. Golden girls friend tight with their teeth missing, legs swollen and hands tight. And y'all are Dick Van Dykes, old actors who play the role and can't understand life. Do or die suicide. You and I matched in a Muay Thai clinch. I'm convinced you're to lose inside. Cause skills and talent, I'm the two combined. You never win, just happy if you lose a tie.
Ryan O'Neal, yes, I'm super fly. While you in the restroom trying to beautify.
I like.
Fuck. One love, man.
Theo3.
We do what we can. 3.